Good morning and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor. It is Monday, April 19th, 2021, episode number 670 of Hard Factor. I'm Will. We got Mark, Pat, Wes, and Bubba producing. Fellas, how you doing on this fine Monday morning? Doing good?
You mean 420 Eve?
I was about to say.
That's right.
Stone sober, but not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
I will be. Except for Wes.
Well, that's good. And we support you in that, Wes.
Keep us on track, Wes.
I know. Just going to say it.
Yes, no, and good on you. I was going to say also that I don't know the observances for April 19th because to Hard Factor Will, it's just known as International Stock Up for 420 Day.
Yeah,
so
doesn't matter.
Hit those deals at the dispensary, everybody. Yeah. How was the weekend, boys? Good weekend? Good,
I watched that Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Is it good?
What's that?
Really? It's the John Wick movie with Bob Odenkirk. He's like John Wick.
50-50 on it. I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah, it had trended a couple weeks ago.
It's got really good reviews. It can't be bad. It can't be bad.
Yeah. I also watched something that I assume is in the buzz.
Yeah, maybe. Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
The broadcast on Saturday. We will get to that. Bubba,
I was robbed of $50.
Well, we'll get
not
it.
me. The heater continues over here. I told you who to bet on too.
Mark's gambling weekend. We'll get to that. Again, that's in the Daily Buzz. Bubba, can you pop in and tell us though, how did the lacrosse games go? We need an update.
I'm happy to report that the Raiders went 1-1 this weekend with an absolute beatdown on Saturday, 11-3. We smoked.
Wow.
Sequoia High. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they've got to be
really
the worst
well.
team. Yeah.
That was your first win of the season, right?
Yeah. And then we played the team today. The team today that we played was the team that we played our first game of the season, and they beat us pretty bad, like 15-2 or 3 the first game. And we played them really well. We played 8-3 today. Our boys, they showed up ready to go. We had a couple kids who had kids who had too many chicken nuggets and a sleepover last night. So like they were just they were so lazy and just not.
It's hard. It's hard to get the ball out of the stick when you've got a belly full of chicken.
What is that code for?
Yeah.
What?
No, chicken nuggets.
Oh no, that's straight up. These kids grow up and have Chick-fil-A like for breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's insane.
Bubba,
they ate chicken things, Pat.
Okay. They were slow, man. They were
not code for circle jerk. Yeah.
Yeah, they were slow. They're young boys. I mean, they should have like a banana for breakfast.
Is this like a bad news Bears story where you guys are going to get pretty good at the end of the season?
More like bench warmers.
Okay.
You smoke cigs on the sideline?
No, I don't. No,
you should. You guys
by the end of the game, I definitely sound.
You should put them out on the kids that fuck up. Get over here.
I nearly got belly bumped by the opposing coach today. He was like a big, like 45, 50-year-old dad that had just like a belly that was just, when you sit, it doesn't crinkle. It's just solid mass. So we were going at it at halftime because there was a call that just didn't go right my way. And he was like, listen, like, you got to act right. You're a young kid. You should act right around here. And he got very close to me and put that belly on me. And as soon as I made contact with that belly, I was out.
Yeah, you didn't want to piece that. That's more baseball style. That's impressive.
Yeah, it was
does sound very baseball-esque. Bubba, I think that you should bring in the Tom Herman hydration chart for your players. That could avoid some of those chicken nugget situations.
Piss chart,
bad teammate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, we'll see how it goes. We got another weekend of games coming up, and I think that's it for the season. So we'll see.
Okay.
All right, maybe you can get a clip of the kids next week. If they score,
blur them out.
Like maybe we'll blur them out. Yeah, maybe we can get your motivational speech on the show as well. Okay,
right. Just tell them 2 wins is better than 1, guys. Let's get this 2-1 season.
That's right.
All right, let's go Raiders. Okay, fellas, you ready for the Daily Buzz?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get going. What's going on after the buzz? What we got going on after the buzz?
We're doing a little follow-up story, bud. Lots of people called for this follow-up story about this New Jersey deli. So we're going to get into it. And we have direct contact with some people that maybe have an interest in the deli. So you stay tuned for that.
That's all you need to know. That's good enough. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. That's going to be a great follow-up. Okay, let's get going. The Buzz. It's a top 5 again. I'm just doing the top 5s now because I think it goes better that way. Number 5, Maxine Waters. What? She's trending again in the Buzz? 2 shows in a row. That's crazy. This time she's not telling Jim Jordan to shut his mouth in Congress. She's saying this at an interview during the protest in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. Bubba, if you could please roll the clip so the guys can hear what you said.
Oh, no, not manslaughter. No. This is guilty for murder. I don't know whether it's in the first degree, but as far as I'm concerned, it's first degree.
Congresswoman, what happens if we do not get what you just told? What should the people do? What should protesters on the street do?
I didn't hear you.
What happens?
What should protesters do?
Well, we got to stay on the street, and we've got to get more active. We've got to get more confrontational. We've got to make sure that they know that we mean business.
Wow, more confrontational, huh?
Yeah, she said that in the midst of sort of constant rioting going on in that area, in the wake of the Dante Wright incident, or his death, and also the trial of Derek Chauvin that's going on. And then there was a subsequent shooting in Kenosha nearby the location where she made those remarks.
How they were trying to take mistress. They're trying to take mistress away, which is so stupid because, again, it's such a specific word that effectively describes what's going on. They need new words for protesting, because I feel like this is a fucking like a Groundhog Day that we keep running into every once in a while, where sometimes someone says something about protesting that they shouldn't say because they're talking about protesting harder, and then sometimes people are using code words where they really mean violence, and we need new words here.
Well, I think violent protesting and rioting is essentially the same thing, right?
Right. But maybe you should put out a book.
Yeah, Merriam-Webster.
Well,
I agree. Webster's definitely slacking on that. For sure.
I'm also fingers crossed hoping Chauvin doesn't get off on all three charges, but.
Right. I think that maybe, but she's saying it needs to be murder or bust, and things need to get more confrontational. If not, what?
Yeah.
What's up, Wes?
Oh, nothing. Go ahead. I'll finish your thought.
I just think that legal analyst Jonathan Turley summed it up pretty well. He tweeted, Waters insists that Trump telling protesters to make their voices heard and fight for their votes was a criminal incitement. Yet, after nights of rioting and looting, Waters told protesters to stay on the streets and get more confrontational, ... Basically, in the end of his second tweet, he says, it's also why Waters could prove the only witness that Trump needs to call to defeat her own lawsuit against him.
That's my point. Like, every one of these fucking instances is just a gray area situation where you need to understand like so much backstory about what the person said and what they actually intended when they said it. And we just need get some new words in here. It
is a good point though. Like that.
Yeah, everybody's kind of guilty of incitement in these last couple of years, right?
And we should probably just all around stop inciting everyone, because everyone's fucking losing their minds, it seems.
Yep.
Like.
By the way, I watched Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves this weekend, and it was a great usage of the word mistress in that movie.
Really?
Yeah. Not like the slut term, but like a headmistress of the house. Yeah, like
right. But which kind of headmistress?
Like she was like the lord of the castle kind of mistress.
Like she satisfied people?
No, she wasn't satisfied.
She was in control.
May I speak to the mistress of the house? Yes.
I'd hope she's in control.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She was in control.
Like a little bit of teeth. No teeth.
Okay.
All right. But yes, what you guys were talking about on the last one leads right into number 4. There was more shootings. So number 4 is the Indianapolis shooting was buzzing over the weekend. That happened, I think, like early morning Friday or late night Thursday. Sadly, it's another mass shooting in the buzz. This time it was 8 people tragically murdered in a FedEx parking lot in Indianapolis. Just very tragic. Our thoughts go out to everybody affected by that shooting in Indianapolis. Also, the other shootings over the weekend, including the Kenosha one we mentioned earlier, Columbus, Ohio, Detroit, and Austin, Texas.
Was anyone surprised at the way the shooter at the FedEx factory looked?
I wasn't.
He was a brony, allegedly.
Well, regardless if he's a brony, you can't tell it.
Time out.
Like a shooter.
I just found out the brony part. We don't like to talk about the shooters, even their names.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
I just found out about the brony part before the show. The guy in Austin, who we don't like to talk about either, was arrested. He was an sheriff officer, like an ex-cop, and
detective.
And he was arrested last year for having sex with a minor or sexual assault of a child was the definition. So and look, not all bronies are okay. I'm just gonna say it seems like there's a theme there. A couple
back off the bronies. Mark.
Okay, all right.
Some sick apples out there.
Sick apples.
Get this mass shooting thing under control here. Number 3, Bitcoin took a dip. So I took a buy personally.
The dip.
Yep. From what I can tell, it's recovering nicely after its nearly 15% slide after peaking last week. So slid down, but after I've bought, it's only gone back.
So I took my shot and bought Bitcoin.
Yeah. it moves so quick. By the time I noticed that the dip had occurred, it was back up to like 59,000. So it was at 51 for a second. Should have bought the dip. Then it's back at 59.
Yep.
Also, Also, here's a good tip for if you're in gambling and stuff, and you're doing the withdrawal to Bitcoin. Make sure that you do that like first thing in the morning, so you can keep an eye on it, because a lot of times when you fucking withdraw it at night, it doesn't show up in your Bitcoin account till like the middle of the night, so you can't fucking keep an eye on whether or not you're going to lose a bunch of money or what. Yeah.
You want to get that deposit into Bitcoin from your gambling account on the dip.
Hear that?
On the
degenerate
dip.
gamblers.
That's right.
Wake up early.
That's right.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's about 25% of our audience, including us. Yeah.
Early bird gets the worm.
Just don't go to sleep.
Yeah. Don't do it at night. Don't withdraw at night at like 1 a.m. You'll fuck yourself.
You can go right back to bed afterwards. Just
set your degenerate alarm.
Yeah.
Anyways, Bitcoin to the moon. Doge still doing well. Number 2 was the European Soccer League. This was trending on Sunday. Basically, it's a league that's in the works that would take the best teams from the English Premier League, La Liga, which is a Spanish league, Serie A, which is the Italian league, and then the Bundesliga, the German league, and have them play in a top-tier Super League, which would be like a season-long UEFA Champions League. Rather than those teams playing in their regular leagues, the other teams would just like fight it out for the top spot.
Right. So what does that do to the regular leagues?
Right. So critics say it's going to kill the regular leagues.
Well, you know what it does? You know what it does though, Will? This is the one positive, is it gives Leeds a fighting chance to win the EPL.
Yeah.
Like Leeds, you take the 6 best teams from England out, and Leeds, who's in like 9th place right now, becomes a top 5 team.
Favorite, right?
Yeah, they're like they're finishing top of the table. So go ahead, fucking do it. Go ahead.
I don't like hate on this. Hate on this is like from kids that never made the All-Star team. I want to see a Super League.
Well, it's from owners of teams like maybe not Leeds, but like Fulham's or
they're
something.
not on the owners All-Star team.
Right, exactly. They're like, oh, we don't want to be destitute.
But what about my team?
We didn't get invited to the Playboy Mansion.
Right. It's like the teams in La Liga that only sell tickets when Real Madrid comes to town. Those are the teams that really don't want this to happen.
Now that's an interesting point, because the EPL has so many teams, but like you take away Barcelona and Real Madrid from La Liga, that's fucked. You take away Bayern, like you can really fuck some of these leagues hard. You take away Bayern Munich from the Bundesliga, you fuck them. That's tough.
But a lot of the good teams have already signed up and said that they're down to do it, so it may happen. I didn't really.
Advertisers are in. The money's in. Like the money's there. The teams are in.
Yeah, it's soccer, so it's a billion like layers of red tape. So I couldn't even begin to unravel it. Like when I was reading and like reading for this, but we'll see if it happens. It could be kind of cool. Number 1 though in the buzz, catching up from what happened over the weekend. Jake Paul beat Ben Askren in a matter of instance. Bubba, can you just roll the only clip of the fight that's worth watching? It's literally
Jake Paul sparred with former world champion Jean Pascal and also cruiserweight contender.
God,
Snoop bet on Jake.
It was the biggest train wreck of a telecast I've ever seen. It was like someone took just dump truck on dump truck on dump truck of cash and then lit it on fire in front of your face.
Well, they had what Bieber, Doja Cat, who else was performing?
Dude,
they had Black
Keys, Saweetie, who by the way, the lip sync to a backing track only works when there's a crowd, and it does not work when there's no crowd and you're alone performing. And also, I don't know. It was fucking
How much did they pay those artists? Like,
dude, so much. So Triller,
they couldn't have made money on that, right? Like, because they paid all these huge artists.
Dude, the broadcast was a joke. The boxing was a joke. Literally in the first fight happened pretty quick on after 9 p.m. the start time. The second fight didn't happen. There were 5 total fights. Didn't happen for like 2.5 hours afterwards. And during the first fight, they cut away from the action to watch Pete Davidson sitting down.
Yes.
Like it was literally like they cut away to watch Davidson and Mario Lopez taking a selfie. And they were trying to do like, okay, Rough and Rowdy does some cool camera shots. They were trying to bite the Rough and Rowdy camera shots a little, but Rough and Rowdy has a master where you can actually see the action. There's no master shot on this. So it's like watching chaotic trash boxing.
They spent so much money, but they skimped on the production quality.
No, they didn't. Dude, they spent, I think, just I think it was just first timers in there. I think they paid a ton of first timers way too much money because
Right.
there was a lot of the music production was insane.
You got to hire
you got to
hire Emmy winners and shit, right? You got to hire experts,
dude. And it was so
to
awkward,
run the camera. And
So
sound.
Triller didn't have a great weekend then, but you know who did have a great weekend is Mark because he bet on it. That's another reason. Patreon.com/Hard Factor. Get in on the Discord because the notice about buying the dip in Bitcoin, all that shit happening in the Discord chat.
Do you guys think Askren took a dive?
Yes, I mean he was smiling on the way out of the ring. He wasn't upset.
I certainly offered that as an option to why it was a guarantee that Jake Paul would win at 2 p.m. the day.
He
of the
wasn't
fight.
mad about it. He was happy about getting knocked
said,
out.
if anyone's
in like
taking a
30
dive
seconds.
here, it's going to be fucking Ben Askren. So.
I got to say one more thing about the telecast. Most awkward thing ever because all the commentators, including Oscar De La Hoya, are on mics, right? Going through a PA system in an arena with no crowd. So literally they're like shitting on the fighters who were fighting. Like, this guy's got no chin. Look at this no chin motherfucker.
Well, time out.
He can hear that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Time out. We should go back. We shouldn't gloss over how fucking high on cocaine Oscar De La Hoya was.
Right.
Oh,
yes.
right. Yeah. I just saw the tweets about it. What happened?
Oscar De La Hoya was lit to his goddamn gourds. He was like sweating profusely and he was like just so high. And they're like, he wasn't making any sense. He was like, at 50, he goes, I wanted to say that I love Mike Tyson. At 56 years old, you've inspired me. I will be fighting again soon. And then like people would like come up to him and be like, calm the fuck down.
It's a
man.
mixture of
He was
CTE and drugs.
Yeah,
Like, pretty
it was-
much like half the commentators there.
He didn't make any sense. He goes, when I get back in the ring, he goes, I promise you 3 things or whatever. He goes, I will never end, I will never stop, and I will never get back
He's like,
up.
He's like, what are you talking about? He's
Like, ended with him getting knocked out.
yeah, I'll go down till the end.
Yeah, I'll go
He's like,
down forever.
But Doja Cat was tight. The Snoop Dogg was tight, and Ice Cube was tight. But the rest of it was just a trash.
You got to admit though that
factory.
Jake Paul is a great promoter. Like he's got this figured out. This heel act, like he has got it down to a science.
He'll be in the ring again in like 3 or 4 months, and I would suggest you bet on him to win.
Right, because he's not going to take a fight he'd lose.
No,
because
he
it's
is not
rigged.
going to take a fight he'd lose. Yeah.
And that's the buzz, boys.
Oh, well, hey, that was brought to you by a new sponsor of ours, guys. Gum is something people chew as a way to relieve stress, curb appetites, and most importantly, freshen breath. But many people don't realize that gum can also be an integral part of a healthy oral care routine. It was only a few short years ago that Quip reinvented the toothbrush for the modern age. They've done it again, this time for chewing gum. They've launched a new gum that's actually good for your oral health and comes with a dispenser that'll remind you of a one-click candy you loved as a kid.
Oh,
If you know what I mean.
Yes.
Quip, yeah. Well, I don't know if we're allowed to say it, but Quip gum can help prevent cavities and freshen breath when chewed for 20
nostalgic.
minutes after eating. It's sugar-free and has tooth-friendly xylitol with 0 calories, but with a great long-lasting mint flavor. The slim travel-ready dispenser, available in 5 colors, metal or plastic, packs and protects up to 10 gum pieces at a time and fits in just about any purse or pocket. It's easy to share with friends, no wrappers, hands, or hassles. Add a gum refill plan for a gift that keeps on giving all year round. They've got a bunch of cool subscriptions that you can like set up like all different times, like as quick as you chew or as slow as you chew. They'll get a subscription for you on refills. In addition to gum packs, Quip also delivers fresh brush head floss and toothpaste refills every 3 months from $5. Shipping is free, so you can save money and skip the misery of in-store shopping. Spread good oral health habits and join the over 5 million mouths already using Quip. Get chewing for less than $2 per gum pack. And if you go to getquip.com/factor right now, you can get a free plastic dispenser with any refill plan. That's a free dispenser at getquip.com/factor. That's spelled GETQUIP.com/factor. You can also find the Quip electric toothbrush, refillable floss, and more in the oral care aisle at your local Walmart. Quip, the good habits company.
sweet.
Let's get into a follow-up story to a story we did last week about a company called Hometown International that has a $1 million stock market valuation, despite
$100 million.
$100 million
$100
stock
113, yeah.
valuation, despite seemingly only owning one asset, and that's a Paulsboro, New Jersey deli called Your Hometown Deli, that did just $35,000 in sales combined over the last 2 years. So
what is that? Like 2 sandwiches a week?
it's nothing, bro.
15 grand of sandwiches a year.
It's nothing. So first, the quick facts of the case, in case you missed the previous story. So the CEO, CFO, treasurer, and director of Hometown International, which is a Nevada incorporated company, is Paul Morina, who's a legendary New Jersey high school wrestling coach and the principal of Paulsboro High School. Now, keep in mind, guys, all the information I'm spouting off here is directly from Hometown International's annual report and not lies that we're randomly making up to make Paul look bad, which is what the coach's son, Mike Morina, accused us of in a series of deleted YouTube comments where he referred to us as, quote, "use," and then called us, quote, "just a bunch of pathetic attention seekers who don't know shit," and then threatened to, quote, "uppercut those double chins with the metal chair, you fat fucks." And he was
since no one's sitting in those metal chairs in the deli, you might as well put them to good use.
Right. He was, of course,
Fucking
referring to
scumbag.
a comment we made about the metal chairs inside the $100 million deli.
Right.
More on that later.
Well, when you see the $100 million deli, it is shocking how bare it is inside. And
I'll say
expect more from a $113 million valuation.
I'll say it again. It looked like where I'm expecting the kids in cages to eat. That's the quality of what this deli looks like inside. It looks like shit.
Yeah, or it looks like a front. Okay, back to the data. Because the annual report, which was broken down by CNBC, shows that Paul Morina owns 1.5 million shares of common stock in the company and he has warrants to purchase another 30 million, which means he has the right to purchase at a specific price and time, which means on paper, Morina's common stock holdings are worth between $20.5 million and $30 million. So how did this happen? Maybe it's a lucky coincidence. So again, we're not accusing Paul of anything. We're just stating the facts here. It could be the math wizardry of the company's vice president, 46-year-old Christine Lindemuth, who is, after all, a math teacher at Paulsboro High School.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't know.
She's just a math whiz. That's how
Right.
they made that's the deli. Deli's now 100 million.
Right. See, neither the coach.
It
nor
might
the
be.
math
It might be
teacher-
the fucking customer service of the shithead son.
It could be. Yep. Who came at us and said he
Yeah.
was going to uppercut our fat fucking
Right.
faces.
He's such a great guy. It seems like fun
Yeah.
guy.
We'll get into his comments later, guys. But neither the coach nor the math teacher take a salary from the deli, and its rent is only $500, which is paid to Mantua Creek Group, which Paul is a member of, and it only paid $128 in labor costs over the last 2 years. That's pretty cheap for 2 years. So how did it lose $778,000 more than that in 2019 and 2020 combined? How did it lose?
Wow.
$750,000? I don't know. Well, it pays the father of one of its Hong Kong-based shareholders $15,000 a month in consulting fees. Again, to run a small deli in Paulsboro,
Wow.
New Jersey. That's not even the smallest consulting fee they're paying. They're paying another shareholder a company called VCH Limited $25,000 a month in consulting fees.
None of these consultants said to get better chairs.
No, or I don't know. Maybe they're helping.
Right.
Comment on how to make a better sandwich.
No, they're like,
Who knows?
everything is running great, Paul.
You guys are doing
Right.
great. Yeah.
You're doing awesome, guys. April 14th of last year, the company consummated a private stock offering, though, that generated cash proceeds of $2.5 million. So it's not that they're holding common stock. They actually did an offering and took $2.5 million cash out of it. That's weird. That's really weird. Maybe it could be because the disbarred lawyer named Greg Jacklin, who pled guilty to federal crimes related to shell company scams, is listed as an attorney in early financial documents filed by his New Jersey firm at the time. So, yeah, a lawyer who's serving a suspended 3-year sentence right now was the attorney on the SEC filing, which led to a 2015 letter to Hometown International from the SEC, and they said, quote, "We believe you are a shell company."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we.
So, I think so, guys. But guys, according to the SEC filings, the whole point of Hometown International was to create a chain of stores with, quote, the new delicatessen concept. And what's that new concept? Like what's something that would make this chain of delis, again, there's only one of them, so different? Well, quote, "The store is designed to offer local patrons of all ages with a comfortable community gathering place targeted towards smaller towns and communities." So, that's the difference there. It's targeted towards smaller towns and communities. Surprised why it didn't catch on.
Yeah,
and that brings us
the plastic tablecloths and metal chairs that set us apart.
Exactly, guys. And that brings us to the coach's son, Mike Morina, who believes that the plan was really to build a chain of delis and thinks it still might happen, I'm assuming. Let's take it to the internet for his deleted YouTube comment. So this was over the course of a 12-hour span.
He was drinking, wasn't he?
He
was drinking again, wasn't he?
Mike was not happy. Again, Mike, we're not making up lies here, bud. I'm sorry if your dad told you that this is a legit business, but you guys have been listed on the over-the-counter stock exchange for like 6 years, and you're losing quarters of millions of dollars a year to consulting fees to run a small deli that paid $128 in labor over the course of 2 years. Like,
roll the comments, Pat. The guy, he knows what's going on. It's the lady doth press too much.
First comment. So
he's gonna have us all whacked.
Mike
He's in the
wonders why he's
mafia.
gone to Hawaii
Probably,
8 times.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, guys, these comments popped up, and we get a little notification if there's a YouTube comment or it goes in the email. And I went to look and respond to Mike, and it had been deleted. So this is the first comment. "All yous are a bunch of pathetic attention seekers who don't know shit. I'll uppercut those double chins with that metal chair, you fat fucks." Couldn't respond
because he deleted it.
Didn't know at the time that this was the coach's son. Then
he gave us that gem later.
Yeah, the next one came in. "You all act like you know what's going on, and you think my dad is a criminal. Keep talking shit on him and my place, and just wait until the truth comes out, because you'd feel ashamed and stupid once it's out. People like you who just judge a family-friendly business by its cover, you all make me sick." And it is a cover, Mike. It's a cover for a shell company. And that's exactly the cover we're judging it on. And finally, guys,
what is this guy doing?
And finally, it sickens me how people like you think it's funny to judge a place or person by how it's stated on the news. Once the truth is confirmed, you should feel very stupid and ashamed. This is one reason why our world has gone to shit. So, Mike, it could be us,
truth?
Or it could be, I don't know, people that are running shell company scams and screwing our financial system, that our world has gone to shit. Which one is it, Mike? Is it us?
Mike's scared. He's very scared. He knows the truth, and he doesn't want dad to go to jail, and he's fucking freaked out.
I don't want his dad to go to jail either, but look, it seems like
for reporting the story, he said that he would uppercut.
Well, I mean, after his pops.
The story's been on CBS. I'm amazed that Mike, he must be seeking out every single coverage of this story.
Yeah, for sure.
How many comments has he deleted?
Well, we invited Mike on the show.
Counting the days where his dad goes to jail.
He did not respond.
Yeah, he didn't respond to the invite.
Come on the show, man.
Did not respond, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, you could give us a tour of your deli. That's $100 million value.
Virtual tour.
Yeah, give us a virtual tour, bud.
That's got to be worth at least $1 million right there. A virtual tour of that place.
He'd kill us all if we got a real tour. He'd poison our sandwiches.
He's gonna put a hit on us. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if any of us disappear, it's because of the Molina family.
Okay. Well, what we can't take away, and I don't want to, is that his dad's a legend of the wrestling game.
He is a hell of a coach.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure more on that soon, guys. I'm sure it's totally above board there at the single deli that looks like a front that is raised $2.5 million in stock offerings last year that was cashed out.
You could buy a Subway for $250,000. They have. You're telling me they have the value of 500 Subways in that one deli? I don't think so.
Yeah, and if you think I'm wrong, if you think we're shitting on this guy, Google it. Look at the photos on Facebook, or there's no websites. You can't look at a website or Grubhub, and then tell me if you think it was really set up to be a chain style restaurant with a new concept that was going to really change the world of delis, guys.
No.
After years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big wireless providers, if you've learned anything, it's that there's always a catch, like in our first story. So when the story I just did. So when I heard that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless services starting at just $15 a month, I thought, what's the catch? But after speaking with them and using their service, it all makes sense, guys. There isn't one. No catch in this situation.
What?
Mint Mobile's secret sauce is that they're the first company to sell wireless service online only. So they cut out all the retail stores, and there's no crazy overhead costs that get passed down to you, the customer, in the form of mystery fees. And instead, Mint just passes down on sweet savings just to you. So if you think your phone bill's too high, check out Mint Mobile. They are really saving me an insane amount of money because I was paying like $150 for my phone bill before I switched to Mint. Same service. It's fantastic. Just way cheaper. So for people who are looking for extra savings, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. All plans come with unlimited talk and text, plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan. Keep your same phone number, which is what I did, along with all your existing contacts. It's a SIM card situation, super easy to do. So guys, if you want to do this, you want to get a new wireless plan for just about $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to Mint Mobile, MintMobile.com/hard factor, one word. That's mintmobile.com/hard factor, and cut your wireless bill to $15 a month in minutes. Mintmobile.com/hard factor.
Wow.
Very nice. Look into
That's
that.
a deal.
That's
I
a
got to
deal.
tell you, Verizon makes more money than that deli off of me.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Not anymore. Not with Mint Mobile.
Not anymore. Moving over. Guys, we here at Hard Factor strongly support all men and women in uniform, whether that be the armed forces, the EMS, firefighters, and last, but certainly not least our national police officers. We thank you for your service. And we also know that among those brave and selfless men and women, there are bound to be some bad apples that give the good apples a bad name, right? But keep in mind, as I tell this story, I do so because of just how fucked up it is. And I'm not attacking police or guns or the military or President Trump. I am attacking one particular piece of shit who happened to become a police officer, and I'm going to have some fun with it, so relax. Fairfax County, Virginia, guys, is where all the hosts of Hard Factor grew up. We roam the streets doing bad shit, and we're always on the lookout for Popo, especially the Fairfax County cops, because they didn't fuck around. This bring back fond memories, guys, right?
That's a scary image.
That's a scary image, right?
They're the worst.
Boy.
Us guys in Herndon were lucky because it was literally the last town.
We had our own PD.
Yeah.
Well, but Herndon PD never rolled. If Fairfax County wanted to come, they had to really. It was on the outskirts of their jurisdiction. So
Yeah, Herndon PD was a lot more chill. Fairfax County cops were the worst.
You got your Pat saying we got the word like from the rooftops about like hoo like we knew when they were coming.
When they were coming.
Yeah.
Those Fairfax Popo were tough. And one cop in particular haunted our dreams. Officer Jonathan A. Freitag, Jaffe for short, was the one cop you did not want to get pulled over by because he had some sort of black magic where he was able to find drugs in your car that even you didn't even know you had. And he would do this after stopping you for no good reason at all. In fact, over 400 people fell victim to Jaffe's black magic over the years. And now, after a long investigation, it turns out that Officer Jaffe was not a wizard, but instead was just stealing drugs from the police property room and then planting them in cars during illegal traffic stops.
Just a complete psychopath. Yeah.
Just a complete psychopath.
Just wanted to ruin everybody's life. Yeah.
Right.
He's
This
like
is some of the worst shit ever.
he was getting employee of the month for all of his arrests like every month. It was just
Is it like a bounty program?
Yeah,
High
Fairfax
success rate.
County, he probably was getting lots of daps from the high ups for that.
Yeah. He was also a racist. So now Fairfax County is considering throwing out some 400 cases that resulted in arrest
400,
and conviction that Jaffe was on, including one where 450 hydrocodone and some guns were found in a black firefighter's glove box. The man, it was Elon Wilson. He persisted that shit wasn't his, but it was Jaffe's word against his. So facing 10 years, he took a plea deal for 3 years and lost his career as a firefighter.
he framed a firefighter.
Yeah.
Beefed with him.
I don't know if he was he was just pulling over black people is what the investigators say, and he kind of admitted to a third party. He was racially profiling people to pull over for bullshit and then planting drugs on them.
I saw like that was 400 cases. I just glanced over it, but I saw that the firefighter was like getting released this week, wasn't he? Like
yes.
Like so it sounds like he definitely was set up because they're letting him out like before they even investigate the other 400.
Right. Yeah. Well, so they're basically just going to throw out this guy's. They found out such a piece of shit. They're going to throw out pretty much all of his cases. The firefighter's the first one because he has the longest. He's been in jail for 20 months because he took this deal. He was like, okay, well, I'll take the plea deal for 20.
So many fires he could have put out.
Right. Yeah. So
Or
Freitag,
hugs he could have given his children.
Right.
Well, he's going to get a lot of money from Fairfax County in the county. In the lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So Jaffe quit the Fairfax County Police back in May of 2020 after the FBI joined in this investigation. And he headed to a place where it was more believable that all the cars had drugs in them, Brevard County, Florida. He worked there from August 2020 until April 1st of this year after the Washington Post called to check in on him. And the Brevard County Sheriff apparently had no idea this guy was a piece of shit because he had gotten a very nice letter from the Human Resources Department when he left saying he had done nothing wrong. So
that's some Catholic priest stuff. That's the Catholic priests did.
I was going to make that joke. Yeah, the Catholic priest would be very proud of this letter.
Absolutely. And it's them trying to cover their asses, though. They're hoping that like they pass them along and they never hear about it again. And they don't have to exhume these 400 cases and nobody ever finds out about this fucking guy.
Yep.
Well, isn't that like the biggest thing that the police reform bill? Well, that was like a big thing, was like sharing data across precincts and stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah, that was part of it for sure.
This guy went to Brevard County and he's like, half his job was done for him. He's like, I don't even have to plant the drugs.
I thought I could come down here and do my framing biz.
Police
get a frame out.
Police reform stuff though never passed. There was only the executive order, and then there was the dueling bills that neither of them ever passed. So I don't think any of that stuff necessarily went into place.
You guys remember that creeper cop in Fairfax County years ago who was waiting outside of bars and then would pull women over who'd been intoxicated and then force sexual favors from them to get a DUI? Do you guys remember that?
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, I don't know
crazy.
if that's Fairfax County's got some messed up shit going on.
Jesus. No, that's nuts. So I mean, this is some of the work. And I went down a rabbit hole of like police planting stuff on people, and like there's some guys in New York, there's like the video of them planting weed. There's this guy in Florida who's going away for a long time that was doing this. But anyway, the letter he got, Pat already made the joke that looks like a template they stole from the Catholic Church, said, quote, "You resigned from the position in good standing. Your employment was entirely favorable and you are eligible for rehire." So that was the letter of recommendation he got when he left, even though he's being investigated by the fucking FBI. Now the Brevard County Sheriff is pissed at the fucking Fairfax County Human Resources and the police because they didn't fucking know about it, and he's pissed that they let them hire this guy and put them in the public's danger because he was doing this down there.
Look, they just fucked over the people of Florida so hard. They knew this guy was preying on victims in their own community and were so obsessed with covering it up that they fucked over Floridians too. I mean, it's some classic Northern Virginia bullshit. But that Virginia government sucks in general. I mean, look at the lieutenant governor, the governor. It's just all a fucking joke over there.
Yeah. So luckily they've already dismissed like 21 cases that were pending because of this guy, and they're looking to go back to all these like 400 cases and get them out. You got to do it, man. It's like that Netflix show, How to Fix a Drug Scandal, when they found out that the lady was not even testing drug samples, right? It's a pain in the ass. Sorry, but you hired the guy. You got to do it.
Yeah. Will's referring to the top 4 officials having blackface or sexual assault charges,
and none of them will resign because they all have like they're all so dirty.
You can't pass the buck because then the next person that steps up is under the microscope, and there's
Virginia is just like I mean, like they like to think they're all high and mighty, but they are not on the fucking high horse at all.
Yeah. No, I mean, if it wasn't for the Washington Post calling Brevard County, this probably wouldn't all have blown up. So kudos to them for, staying on this asshole. It's a liberal rag trash owned by Bezos. Most of the time it is, but not in this case. But yeah, so I mean, he should get like false imprisonment charges. They're waiting. He doesn't have any charges against them yet, but that's what I mean. He fucking ruined people's lives, threw them in jail for no fucking reason. I mean, he was pulling people over. The last thing I'm going to say is on that firefighter, dash cam footage came out later that showed that the reason they pulled him over was complete bullshit too. So he's just racially profiling black people, pulling them over, planting drugs, sending them to jail, ruining their lives. Fucking terrible.
Quite the hobby.
It's like a fictional character.
Yeah.
But it's real. All right, guys. The only good thing about being in a prison in Panama is that it's easy to find drugs within the prison system. Am I right? When you're in there?
With that canal going through, you got to think there's lots of shipments. Panama's got a lot of activity.
That's funny. Well, the Panama Canal is also a euphemism for every prisoner's asshole being filled with shit-covered bags of drugs as well. If you know what I'm saying.
A lot of keystering going on.
A lot of
Panamanian jail.
Hey, it's another Panama Canal.
Yeah, there's like a riddle about it. Like, how many Panama canals are in Panama jails?
Yeah, it's like their version of Red from
much time
the
you got?
Shawshank Redemption is they just call him the Panama Canal. Why don't you go see the Panama Canal? I mean, everyone's looking the other way. The guards are in on it. They're right. The corrupt warden, the drug kingpins. The place is chock full of chalk, if you know what I'm saying. Look, I'm sure I'm partially right based off of movies and stereotypes, and you can't convince me otherwise, especially not now, as a fucking cat has been caught outside the Nueva Esperanza prison in the Colón province of Panama, and the cat was smuggling a ton of drugs into the prison.
Incredible.
Whoa.
In its asshole?
No, on a pouch on its neck. So it was like, it had like, it's like, it had like a collar, and then it had just a bunch of drugs attached to its neck, and it would bring it into
a lot
prison.
less messy than
amazing.
the butt.
Yeah.
The cat is the worst fucking mule, man. 'Cause
Right.
It's gonna do whatever the fuck it wants when it gets in the prison. You got to catch the cat.
That's
But
how
nimble,
much.
though.
That's how much they got going on, Pat. That even the cats are bringing in the drugs. Like that, that's what I'm
They
saying.
can get anywhere. I
Yes.
mean, cats can get like. I mean,
Yes.
I'd say like there's not a better animal if
But
you
you're
want
playing into their
like,
hands.
sneak
If you
through
can
tiny
train
areas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you just need to give a treat. Cats will just like they're like totally food. So if he knows he's gonna get food somewhere and he goes back somewhere else and gets food there, you could just have him pinging back and forth all day. Food spots.
I don't know, man. It's like giving a pyro a can of gasoline because it, like essentially the cat, you need it, you want it. The cat's like, oh, you want me? Well,
I think they're willing to lose a few cats to drug addictions and just like it's cheap drugs, so they just need to get. They have a bunch of
Not
cats
reliable for
Yeah,
sure.
this
cats.
is the
sure.
first of 1,000 cats. They
Exactly. Yes.
it's an army of cats.
Yes.
It's
Every
a numbers
cat-
game with these cats.
They need to check every cat now. The animal had a cloth tied around its neck that contained wrapped packages of white powder, leaves, and vegetable matter, said Andres Gutierrez, who's head of the Panama penitentiary system, which is a job you only get after you've inspected at least 10,000 assholes, right? It's a tough job. He worked his way up. Someone trained a cat to deliver drugs to the prison, and if they've got cats sneaking in drugs, it's game over. There's nothing you can do at that point to prevent the drugs from coming in. So, I mean, we've done stories of Central American prisons where they used pigeons before sneaking in drugs on this show. And now this is the first time we've had cats, but it's like, what is Andres Gutierrez, the head of the penitentiary system down there in Panama, supposed to do? He's fucked. He might as well get in on the action. If you can't beat them, pet them because you're fucked down there.
Good luck
right?
petting them. The cats will never let that happen unless they want it to happen. That's why cats are frustrating. But I mean, to that point, Mark, if you wanted to take a hit out on someone in that prison, you just mount a laser on that cat or cats, and you a lot of innocent people that you didn't intend to die are going to die, but your Mark's going to die too. You
know what? I think you're onto something, Pat, with the laser pointer. Maybe that's how they get the cat in.
Oh, I was talking about a death laser, but the laser pointer would be
maybe
great.
like a laser pointer is how they get they get the cat in with the laser pointer. But apparently the cat is being taken to a pet adoption center where it will fly off the shelves as it has people skills and enough talent to be an integral part of a drug ring. It's a trained cat that can smuggle drugs. There are going to be hundreds of drug dealers that show up to adopt that fucking cat on day one, and that they're going to name it Pablo for the third time in its life.
The cops aren't getting these cats off the street. They're not just euthanizing them.
No, this cat's going to be, repurposed to someone that just wants to have it and will not make it run drugs anymore.
Surprising decision from the police there. I would have thought they would have gone for the chair for these cats.
No.
Yeah, because the cartels all the time they put out fucking hits on the drug dogs, so that you figured they might want to get even. A little eye for an eye.
Yeah, it got caught. You're saying punish it because it got caught? Or?
No, I'm saying that the cartels put out hits on our drug dogs all the time. Like it's like you ever seen that? Yeah.
Oh, so the cops would kill the drug cat.
Right. Yeah. Eye for an eye.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll see.
That makes me want to stop doing drugs. I didn't know they put out hits on our dogs. I hate that.
Every time you do drugs, an animal dies.
I'm done with drugs. After that, I didn't know.
Well, we're done with the show.
What? You're telling me the Taliban weed commercial didn't get you? It was the cat.
They're shipping weed from Taliban. It's heroin. I don't do heroin, dog.
I remember those old commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you smoke weed, you're a terrorist.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
classic.
A party terrorist.
We're done with the show. That's it. We'll be checking the comments for the death threats from that Molina kid coming up today, which I'm sure we'll receive several of that he'll delete. And that's about it. Please, other people besides him also leave us comments and 5-star reviews. We'll read them for
Pat lives
voicemails.
closest to you,
shut
buddy.
I went on him hard. I'm not going to give out my address anymore. Anyways, that's going to do it. Continue to, follow us on social media. We have a big week coming up and we fucking love you guys and have a great fucking day.